Hi, welcome back to another episode of Ms.Nhi Podcast. And today, my special guest is Angeline.
Hi.
I will be know her for I think almost more than 3 years, almost coming to 4 years now. And she will be my good friend. And her life story again inspired me so much to be where am I today. She also a part of story of my life that I am so happy to have her in my life as a friend, and I love to bring her story up today. And finally she said yes because it's been so hard to have this busy mom to be here. And thank you, welcome to my show today. So let's share with my audience who are you and what you've been doing right now.
Basically, I've been doing marketing for about slightly over 10 years. I do have a bit of following on Instagram, and also I do have a blog, but it's been a while since I had the time because I've been a bit busy, but I'm looking to get into that again.
Yeah.
So Nhi is helping me with that actually.
So you know what I want to bring up about Angeline's story is I still remember back then when I was struggling to figure out, can I survive as a single mom? And that is the topic today, right? I was so like embraced by her story of, oh, you still can be a single mom and you still can find love again, because a lot of misunderstand concept outside there. If you are a single mom and you have kids, it's hard to build a family again. And I was so happy for you and Angeline just have a new boy, with with her lovely husband. So let's go a little bit there. Like, do you have this often, like meet people who go through something like us before, like in a toxic relationship and stuck there? What moment you decide to step out, and when was that the turning point for you?
What moment?
Mm.
I think it was like when I felt that I remember this like scene, right? Like I was so sad, right? I felt that at that point my baby was still like a couple of months old. Then I look at her, then I just feel that like if I cannot be happy myself, then how can I make my baby happy? If my mentality is like that. So I decided to just let go of it, because I feel that even if you stay together, it's just gonna be very toxic especially for the child. Like imagine the child seeing you all fight every single day.
Yeah. And I think that's what courage here I want to support Angeline, because for me either back then I don't have a courage to speak out that I'm in the toxic relationship. And I will have a thought back then with Angeline, and she was give me like I just have that conversation with her again. I say, do you remember back then how much I've been learned from you and how much you've been embraced me as a woman to make me realize that have a many door. And she didn't say anything. I'm just observed how she live a life, and I was so much motivated by that. I like, yeah, if in a toxic relationship, so what, right? And you still have another door to open again. So is that a turning point? And of course, there's a lot of struggling you go through at that period. Is there any moment you feel like you want to give up because the fight was so intense?
all the time. I wanted to give up all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think especially since like that time, after you give birth, you feel very, postnatal depression, it kind of gets to you a bit. So I think that time was quite vulnerable as well. So I think that time a lot of women are very scared to let go because you don't know if you will find better or what. But I always believe there will always be someone better out there.
Well, that's a very strong statement right there. It's the belief that
Believe that.
and someone better outside there. So I know this is a very private conversation, and a lot of you guys like, oh really? She have something like me and she willingly to share. Yes, we are. A lot of women been silent and they didn't speak it up. I don't even say women. Men sometimes also go through this. So it's what helped you looking at that moment in the darkness of life that you can share with the audience, that if a woman right now go through something that we've been experiencing back then, what is the one thing you want to let them know?
I think you cannot be afraid to just step out because
as Asian, right, like a lot of people say,
a lot of people say there's this saying, for single mothers, people always say buy one get one free. Have you heard of it before?
Yes.
So I think a lot of people are very scared of that, but I think like eventually when you meet someone, right, you will feel like whole again. I think is that how you put it? I'm not so good with words.
It's not about good word, right? It's about the situation that we go through. We really have to think of how to decide to step out. And like you say, it's the courage come from your children.
Yeah.
Let's talk about guess a bit. Okay, guess it's her husband. How do you
Guess.
know? How do you know he is the one? And are you afraid when you know him? Because we just out for another divorce, right? It's kind of tough to make a decision again.
Actually, I don't think you will ever like know like 100% that somebody is the one. You just have to I believe you just have to go for it lah. Because if you never step out, right, you will never know what is out there for you. If you are so scared of everything, then you will always be in the same spot. I feel.
Is there any hesitate when you enter into the next relationship, even in a dating period? For me right now, I'll tell you my personal. I feel like every time I go date with someone,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if he will love my children like how I am. And then I don't open for the man easily, and I can feel it. I feel I'm the problem, that I don't trust another man around my daughter, and that's what I'm still working on. Do you have that kind of fear when you be with?
Actually, when I was with Gex, right, he only got to meet my daughter 1 year into our relationship. So that was when I already
Very long.
I felt that okay, I'm ready to take the next step with this person. So I think 1 year is long enough time to sort of gauge how somebody will.
Serious.
Yeah. So I think at that point of time.
So how do you feel as the moment, now bring back a little bit, how's the moment you let him meet your daughter for the first time? How was that? Do you still remember that moment?
Yeah, of course. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I never, you guys need to know, I never script anytime my interview, because I want to know the authenticity from my guests.
Yeah lah, I keep asking her like to
I
tell
don't
me
give
what
her.
she's gonna ask me. She don't want to tell me anything.
But that's how the real emotional comes, you see.
Wow.
How was that day?
I think it's actually not just about that day, but like all the other days, because it's very easy to be nice to somebody for like a day, but to be consistently nice to a child that's not yours,
Yeah.
I think that really says a lot. And then now it's been like six years.
Yeah.
And he's still very, very nice to her till this day. So I think that really says a lot about him. I just believe there is somebody that will be out there that will accept you and your child.
Yeah. Wow. Yes.
Oh my God.
Every time I meet both of them, I tell her the same, right? I say from day one, I'm like, oh my god, this is a dream man. He's so like a family type of man, and he's so much. And I still remember, this is my personal experience. Like, I saw him carry the girls. He's Saktam, same as Ava, right? So I was like, wow, your daughter exactly like my daughter. Still loves Saktam, okay? And I still remember he carried her, and she sleep on the shoulder, and he still carried to the car, and she like really pampered her. And I was like, I don't even know if a real father can do that. But now after for a while, when I see like them, I doesn't feel like it's separate, like not blood related anymore. So I think it's a lot of hard work between you and him. So how was that work for you when come together as a couple and figure out solution to build family together and make it become one? Is that an easy journey? This one I definitely need to learn in case future use,
Actually, I don't feel like I did much, to be honest.
So all the husband contribute.
I felt like he did a lot more than me, because he's a lot more patient and understanding, and I'm more like short fused. So I think a lot of it comes from him. Maybe next time you can invite him.
Yeah, I should invite him as well. If he willingly to share, like, he's very quiet guy, okay? Like very supportive to his wife, which is that's what I always love about Angeline is like she everywhere, and her energy is like a room. Let's go to that, because congrats for your second baby, of course. I didn't see her for a while. You see how still pretty and sexy mom. This is what I role model. Every time I see her, I need to be more feminine. I don't feel feminine enough. Is that tough for you to make a decision to have a second child, or you already know you will be a mom again? And
oh yeah, we actually planned it for a few years actually. So because I saw how he was with my first child, right? And then like he's already so nice to a kid that is it's not even his biological daughter. So I felt that like, and he wanted a kid as well lah. So we decided to go for it, and so far it's just very very good lah. I got no other words except that it has been very good, very smooth. I never knew like
he's so
like, usually when you have a baby you will quarrel with your husband and all that, but it's just like never lor.
You know like why I'm asking that, because for me, right, I think when we go like and that's the conversation topic that I always meet the woman that never married or never divorced, or married and divorced alone, or married divorced with kid. It's the totally different conversation, because married and divorced and have kid, and then like confident to move on again is really not easy. I like for me, it's not easy. And then like Angeline said, it's not only about you get love, but also you have to contribute in the relationship, and the men have to be ready to take care, and let's go there as well. So is that different after married for you again, or it's the same like how you both did? Because when you both dated, it was so
it's really
so
the
lovely.
same. So I really believe that
You have to stay together before married, maybe.
but that's true. Then all each other's like all each other's habits and all that. Because sometimes after you stay together, then you find out, oh, actually this person like for example, leave the tissue under the pillow. Then you get very
itchy, dirty, it is.
Like it's all about this kind of like little things. So
of course we teach our children differently, and Angeline also have daughter, and me too. Is it easier now for you to have a conversation with your daughter in now and the future to teach them about love and self-love and courage after what you have been through? And not even your daughter, it's like another younger outside there.
I would think so lah, because I would think like I already experienced that, so I will share my experience with her also. So when she asks me about certain things, I will just be very open with her, rather than like with the traditional mindset where you try to hide everything from your children. Because I think I grew up in that way also, where my parents, like whenever they have quarrel, they will try to hide it away from us. I feel that the kids still needs to see that nothing is perfect one,
Correct.
And everything is about compromise lah. So even let's say today me and Gex were to have a disagreement, right, he will just like sit me down, and then he say like, hey, you did something that I'm not so comfortable with, and then maybe we can work towards it together. So I think that's how I also will share with my daughter on
how to control her life, manage her life on herself. By the way, Angeline is been a marketer for the last 10 years. You know, like it's one of the things also when I didn't know she was so famous on Instagram back then, many years ago lah. Okay, she be a mom and she humble already. It's a lot of things, like even she take photo for me. It's so amazing. I was like, you're so good at it, Let's go to like how still can find a passion and work with what you love, and you still can do at the duty of the mom. Because I think stress into society that how can we take care of family when we we have kids and then we have career as well. So how do you deal with that?
I deal with that. To be honest, I'm not so good with that, but nowadays I try to set like a schedule. Like for example, from a certain time to a certain time I will work, and then the rest of the time I will try to focus on the family, and then I will set some time aside for the relationship as well. Because I feel that it's very very important to speak to your partner at least like even if you really don't have time, 15 minutes a day, to just talk about your days is fine lah. But I feel that you just need to set aside for the kid and your husband especially. Career is number 2.
Career is number 2. That's a very good statement. It's a compromise that you're talking about. I want to ask a little bit about that. Is compromise here is like, do we support each other's dream still in the marriage?
Like that day we were just sharing with her that if I were to quit my job, my husband will totally be open about that. He's happy to support us, and then to just let me do whatever I want, to just chase my dream. So I think compromise is very very important.
Also the person have to love you and and really, really supportive you so much to go through this journey with you as a husband and wife, right? Because we only young for a while, at the end we grow old together. We have to build a lot of meaningful together as a couple as well. Oh, now I'm curious another thing. How was that when your dad meet guests? Because of course, as a parent, I think they also feel a little bit like, oh my god, my daughter still decide to marry again.
No, like at first when you meet guests, right? Like because my husband got a lot of tattoos, right?
Oh yes.
So a lot of people have this stereotype that he is like a certain way,
Correct,
like people have this like mentality. But then after he got to know guests, then he's like, yeah, everybody is very, very accepting towards him lah, because he's really like not what he
looks
like
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, but me no lah. I like his tattoo. It's very artist for me. But of course, young generation
Society
is different.
is-
Like, yeah, but the different generation is different. So did he come to tell your father, I want to marry your daughter like the traditional way, or he just proposed you only?
Actually, he just proposed to me only. Then we just tell my parents.
Oh, okay, very very Asian.
Oops.
Not a European way, but yeah. How was that deal for you so far as after married and of course your daughter, and of course I believe it's a lot of challenge. When we are become a family, it's a lot of different. We have to learn again, all again, even no matter how patient and so on. What helped you looking at that moment? Beside of him, of course, he will have to do a lot of work. But how about you? When you stress, when you lonely, when you feel need
I
advice?
talk to him lah. I thought I have husband for what?
Oh wow!
Right.
You guys, you have a husband like.
Your husband must
Can
be
you-
your biggest supporter lah.
Can you ask him what still have friend or anyone single available like nice like him? Okay. You see, this is why when I bring guests to my show, I just want to show real case. Because people tell me like, oh, don't have a good man anymore. Only outside there, all the guys is horrible and so on. I will prove to you guys again. And the last time I bring one guest is the same. She also, her husband is very supportive and love them. And when people watch my video, they were like, wow, it's really still have all these men as it. I say yes, but do you deserve to have them as well? So talk about self-love and self-care. This is what I learned from Angeline a lot. She really into like taking care of herself, her look, her body. Can you give me a secret or not? I still cannot discipline do that,
No secret, but I just feel that in order to take care of other people, you need to take care of yourself first. Then it will just slowly come to you. Because I remember when I first divorced that time, I was all over the place. I dated like so many rubbish guys, because I felt that I deserve less because I am divorced.
Yeah.
But I feel that you should never think that way, because everybody deserves somebody, and you should never like settle for less. That's really what I feel. I feel that is very important.
Yes. Wow. I feel goosebumps by that. Because it's true, right? Like when I go out and I think maybe I'm go through the state of Angeline already many years ago, right? When I go out and someone tell me, you already divorced, or what are you asking for? Why you so arrogant and so on? I like, but what's the point of I have an extra man when I can provide and protect to my daughter? And I'm, for other people, like a normal society eyes, it's mean like, wow, you're so muscular. But for me, it's not muscular. It's just a strength that I have to survive, right? Doesn't mean I'm not a woman anymore, right? We make money same equally as a man. And if a man who are deserve and respect our hard work, then of course we will beside them. Like Gus and Angeline, they really respect each other as a team, like you say, right? It's a teamwork job together as a couple to build it again, to make it better. Let's go to the part of marketing side of the world. Because beside of kid, love, relationship, single mom, let's give some tip to other mom as well in terms of business. So, before COVID, the marketing is a different word now.
Yeah.
What have you learned for the last 3 years of COVID, and what have worked for you so far as a, like, of course, Angeline do for her own self business and do for other to support their marketing business as well. So what have you learned from the last 3 years about the marketing chain?
Actually, marketing is ever changing one. You just have to keep up with the trends. So I wouldn't say it's just specifically last 3 years, but just all the way, because marketing trends can change as fast as like monthly, and things like that.
What is a new person in terms of run business right now they should focus on in terms of their branding or their personal, or what they need to focus to make their brand better to the market, of course?
Personal branding, you mean?
If personal branding, or maybe big, I mean, if they own business, but even your own business is still branding, right? It's all about branding,
It's all
right?
about branding. How you want to brand
Yeah.
the business. So I think this one, it really depends on case to case basis, because it's very hard to just say like in general. Yeah.
Just assume one younger right now and she want to start to be entrepreneur like us.
But depends on what you want to do.
Oh,
Also,
yes,
right?
true.
Yeah, there's
Like-
so many things people want to do now.
You want to sell skincare, you want to sell makeup, you want to sell clothes, or you want to do what type of product you want to give to the
Yeah.
market? Yeah.
But I feel that nowadays, right, for a company's branding, right, a brand story is very important. Like something that catches, relates to people, right? I think that's very important nowadays, because like more and more, let's say, consumers and clients like relate to a brand story
Brand
as
story.
compared to last time. Last time people don't really
Care
care
about the
about-
story.
yeah.
That's a very good tip. I agree. Because I think storytelling now getting more and more strong,
Yeah.
and especially they want to hear like real story.
Yeah.
They doesn't want to see it at the picture anymore. Am I right to say
Yeah.
that? And most of the time right now, people understand photo is not saying as much as video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a photo is just a photo, right? But a video can tell so much more.
Yeah. So it's focused on personal branding, of storytelling, and so on. So I have a lot of questions for Angeline, but so far she's been answered almost everything. Let's go to a little bit about if now, because most of my viewer is very young people, like very, very young. They're around 13 to 30, they still figure out who are they, and they still need a lot of advice in terms of good people like you and me. What have one thing if people can take away from today, if they come to you and say, Angeline, can you share with me what it will impact you that you think is valuable for me that I should learn in the journey to be adult and find a love or find career or find myself?
Number one is
It's-
self-love.
Self-love.
Yeah, you must take care of yourself first before anybody. You can teach people how to love you, how you want to be loved. If you don't love yourself, then how can you expect other people to love you, right?
Yes.
Number two is, I would say, don't be scared to try anything. Yeah. Everything also just try. If you fail, then fine. Then you just try something else, or get back up on your feet and try until you make it. But I just think that we should never be afraid of falling or failing.
Failure is a lesson, another
Yeah.
lesson there for us to learn. It's listen from old, sorry, not old, mature people like us will save you some time to, but people still fail anytime, but just remember fail, stand up, right? That's important.
But you fail as long as you remember to stand up. That's why you don't fail and then you stay down there,
Yeah. It's important that you have stepped up again and build your life again, and remember everything is just a lesson. When you don't learn the lesson will keep repeated. One last question for today, because we have a lovely conversation with Angeline, and I want this conversation motivate a lot of younger outside there. Remember, we all make mistakes. Remember, we all have in love with someone that we didn't realize that we love wrong person, but it's fine. Just remember, like, you're not alone. Have someone like us outside there and still step up out from that and change our life. If one thing you want to tell old Angeline 5 years ago, what do you tell her?
5 years ago. What was I doing 5 years ago?
Going to be married.
Oh, the second time.
Yes.
Now that you say, I really don't know. I think I just 5 years ago I already just decided to go for it already. So I think the same thing. Just really don't be scared to try anything. especially when you're still young, everything also can try, Boys got a lot also.
That's a good one. That's a very good one. As long as you see pretty, confident, self-love, important that you can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's a lot of men, yeah.
Yes,
It's a lot
yeah.
of men, boy outside there, yeah. Depend what type you're looking for, boy or man,
So, like, a partner is just a bonus as long as you can take care of yourself.
Oh, that sentence is closed for this podcast because it's very good. Partner is just a bonus as long as you can take care of yourself and love yourself. Okay. Thank Angeline. I have a lovely conversation with you.
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah.
Do I say bye-bye there?
Yes.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Ms.Nhi Podcast. And I will come back again with another episode of Ms.Nhi Podcast with another guest. So you guys can hear more story about real life people's story. Thank you, Angeline.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for continue support my Ms.Nhi Podcast. And don't forget to like,